Mavo has released a new portable battery-powered coffee grinder called the Aurora. I have shared my thoughts on the Mavo Wizard and the Fantox Pro before, and both are very solid grinders, so I have pretty high expectations for this Aurora. I already posted a short unboxing video, so if you are curious about that, please check it out. The version I have here comes with a nice-looking carrying case. Inside the case, you get the grinder body, the motor, and a manual handle. The main body is made of hard plastic, but in the hand it feels pretty durable. The surface has a slightly matty texture, and you can faintly see the inside through the shell. I personally quite like this look. One clear benefit of the plastic build is the weight. With the motor attached, it is around 540 grams, and if you use the handle instead of the motor, the weight drops to under 400 grams. Using it is very simple. The motor unit has one large button, and there is a breathing light that shows different states of the grinder. The grinding speed looks quite similar to a regular hand grinder. The grind adjustment is at the bottom of the burr. One full rotation gives you 40 clicks, and each click changes the burr position by 25 microns. It can cover all common brewing methods. On the bottom, they also printed some suggested grind ranges, so it is easy to find a starting point. I have taken it apart so you can have a closer look at the internal structure and the build quality. Disassembly is straightforward, just like a normal hand grinder. Turn the dial all the way to the coarsest setting, then you can remove the dial plate and take out the burr. This is a 38mm stainless steel conical burr. After that, just remove the spring, and the grinder is basically fully disassembled. The core burr uses a 6-star design and is hardened to about 58 to 65 HRC, so it has better wear resistance and a longer life. Since battery-powered motors usually run at a lower RPM, the cutting efficiency of the burr is especially important. With the Aurora burr, I have not had any trouble grinding hard, light roasted beans. Inside, the grinder uses a dual bearing design to keep everything stable. The catch cup uses a simple twist lock instead of a screw-on design, so it is quick to attach and remove, and there is a rubber pad at the bottom. The cup also fits a standard 58mm basket nicely. On top of the motor, there is that big button I mentioned, and it actually looks quite good in person. The motor is powered by two 1100 mAh lithium batteries. Like many battery-powered grinders, the RPM is on the slower side. In the box, you also get a handle, so when the battery runs out, you can still use it as a hand grinder. I think this is a fun and practical idea, and I have not really seen this on other portable electric grinders yet. Putting everything back is very easy. When you reassemble and dial it back in, it returns to zero without further calibration. Overall, even though the body is plastic, the details are handled well. It does not feel cheap, and the important parts are still built to a high standard. For pour over, the suggested starting point is around 35 clicks. I am grinding 15 grams of a natural processed light roasted Ethiopian coffee. I have already ground many cups on this setting and have not run into any stalling. Press the button once to start. While grinding, the white breathing light flashes. It takes around 1 minute to finish the dose. Plastic can build up more static, so I like to spray a little water on the beans before grinding to reduce that. At 35 clicks, the grind size looks very suitable for pour over, and the particles look quite even. For brewing, I bloom for 30 seconds. The coffee is very fresh, and as soon as the water hits the grounds, I can smell a strong floral aroma. For the first pour, I keep a thin stream and pour up to about 150 grams. Then I increase the flow a bit for the second pour to around 200 grams. Finally, I pour in the center until I reach 230 grams, so the ratio is about 1 to 15. The drawdown finishes in just over 2 minutes. There is very little fines, and the coffee bed looks clean without a muddy layer. The cup quality is very good. Compared with the Mavo Wizard, I find the flavor a bit cleaner and more defined, while compared with the Fantox Pro, the body here is slightly heavier. For pour over, I think the Aurora does a very good job. Next, let's look at espresso. For espresso, I'm using 8 clicks as the starting point. Again, spray a bit of water on the beans before grinding to reduce static. A small amount of water will not cause the burr to rust in normal use. Because espresso requires a much finer grind and the motor runs at a lower speed, grinding naturally takes longer. One dose for espresso takes around 2 minutes to finish. But I just press the button and wait, so it is not really a problem. After grinding with a light spray, there is not much static, and the grounds look fluffy and even. Since the catch cup fits a 58mm basket, you can simply invert the basket on top and flip it over to transfer the coffee cleanly. After puck prep, I am pulling shots on my Meraki. On the first shot at 8 clicks, the flow rate looks a bit fast. I set a target yield of 40 grams, and it reaches that in about 20 seconds. The shot still looks decent, but it tastes on the sour side. So I go 1 click finer to 7. This time, the flow is clearly slower. The shot finishes in 29 seconds, which is right in my target range. This cup is richer and tastes much better. From there, going 1 click finer slows the flow. Like most stepped grinders with 25 micron steps, it is easy to find a working grind size, but you do not get much room for micro adjustments. For pressurized baskets or entry-level machines, this is already more than enough. I also tested it with a few of my portable espresso makers, and the espresso turned out great. You can enjoy a very decent cup of espresso on the go. And in case you are wondering, the Aurora can grind while it is charging, which might be useful to know. To wrap up, at a price of around $100, I think the Mavo Aurora is a solid choice. Even though the body is plastic, the build quality and details are well done, and many other portable electric grinders I've tested are more expensive than this. In my tests, the performance for pour over has been especially satisfying, both in grind consistency and in the final cup. It can also handle espresso at the same time. It is very light and easy to carry, so it works well both at home and outdoors. If you have any questions about the Mavo Aurora, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.